What's going on, guys? Your boy Coach Anthony, and of course none other than Fast Eddie Chambers. And today we're going to talk about something Eddie's got a lot of experience with, and that's how to beat a bigger and stronger opponent. Now, caveat to this video, I didn't say a bigger, stronger, more skilled opponent. We just said he's bigger and stronger. Maybe you're on the street and you bump into a bigger and stronger guy. Maybe you're in a boxing gym and you're sparring one of the bigger guys in your gym because there's nobody your size. How do you deal with that? Or maybe you're a heavyweight like Eddie, but you're only 6'1" and 205 pounds, and you got to fight guys like Demetrenko, who was what, 6'7"?
6'7.5", 6'8".
You know what I mean? And Eddie went ahead and you stopped him, didn't you?
Nah, but I almost
No, you almost stopped him. Yeah, he almost stopped him. So.
Die aus Sicht von Sascha Dimitrenko die Tiefpunkte des.
So, how do you do that, right? Is there a secret to this? Well, we're gonna go ahead and give it to you right now. And the first thing that I'm gonna go ahead and tell you before we get started is you want to learn the skills. All right, so you want to make sure you're skilled and well diverse when it comes to your boxing skills. You need footwork, okay? You need defense, you need angles, you need a variation of combinations, okay? Basically, you need everything that's on the website, coachanthonyboxing.com, all right? All the courses are there. You need to go there and check it out. But we're going to go ahead and give you tip number one, and that is going to be footwork. Now, the reason why I say footwork against a bigger, stronger opponent is because we don't want to stand in front of a bigger, stronger opponent for too long. Because when you stand in front of a guy who's bigger and stronger, you're giving him the opportunity to use his best attributes, which is his physical strength. And he's already bigger than you, right? And he's stronger than you. What are we going to do? Just stand in front of him and allow him to tee off? So what we want to do is make sure that we get to different spots, make him uncomfortable, make him hesitate to punch, and off of those different spots, angles, I guess you could say, that's where you want to get your shots off, okay? So that's going to be tip number one, footwork. Tip number two, for me, if I was coaching Eddie, I'm going to say, get on your jab. Now, people who know me know I love the jab. So I'm always going to use that as a tip, no matter what you ask me. You know what I mean? Every situation in boxing, I'm most likely at some point going to say, use your jab. Okay, but then you don't want to just use your jab. You also want to incorporate the feints. Because once you start to establish a jab and they start to believe that jab is going to come out with some authority and they start to reach the defendant, that's when you add the feints in there, okay? And then, of course, you already use the footwork, and this is the way that you're going to create more opportunities for you to go ahead and land under punches. So the jab is not only a measuring stick to figure out your distance, is also going to be a way to set traps so you can go ahead and either counterpunch or create new openings that are going to help you against a bigger, stronger opponent. Now, Eddie, I know you got a bunch of experience in the actual situation in the field. We want to go ahead and hear what you would say helped you win those fights. We're not going to say what his theories are, what he actually has done. So, Eddie, let us know.
First thing I'm going to say is defense. Defense 100% puts you in the driver's seat with a bigger, stronger guy, because obviously when you got those big arms coming at you, and if they go past you, they're not going to be effective anymore. Then the next thing would be utilizing your size as an advantage, forcing him to have to now punch down at you, and you're already making a miss. Well, you got to also understand with defense comes understanding how to deal with punches as they come. So some punches may come harder than others. Obviously, if you throw in a jab at you, you don't have to necessarily slip it all the time. You can catch it. Even with the right hand at times, sometimes you might be able to parry it a bit, maybe even take it fully if it's in the right position. Obviously, you use head movement and things like that when you're looking to now levy your body positioning, meaning your size being more to your advantage when they're punching down at you. So they're punching at you, unloading a big shot. You slip it, now the arm's behind you. Now you have all kind of, now you can get to whatever you need to get to. You can throw combinations. You could even have them punch in a situation where they're coming down, their head is up in the air. Not necessarily up in the air, but if they're punching down, you're exposed. And if you're exposed, then you can come, if you know, depending on the kind of fighter you are, you can bring that overhand right. Shit, even overhand left, depending if you're a southpaw. So these are things you can do being the smaller guy that can make you just as effective as if you were tall. Like you look at guys like Mike Tyson back in the day, when he would fight big guys all the time. Mike fight like 5'10", but 214, and a crazy puncher. But he was able to utilize his size as an advantage and not a disadvantage. You understand what I'm saying? I'm one of the guys who would do the same thing. And I'm not necessarily the puncher that Mike was, but I was able to utilize my defense and my range, and even at times at range, be able to fight with the bigger guys, even if they were bigger and stronger. Some of it was because of the speed. And I'm not going to sit there and say, but not all of it. I think it was more about the skill and the understanding of defense, footwork, jab, punch selection all together. All of those combined is what really gave me the edge with a lot of these big, strong guys.
Very good points, Eddie. Very good points. And if I wanted to go ahead and touch on a couple of other things that I could think of right off the top of my head is, and this really is like a key in all fights, but you have to be very alert. You have to be very alert. And I know that's like common sense, but you kind of got to have like those cat eyes when you're fighting where it's just like your eyes are wide open, because now you're dealing with a guy who could potentially hurt you a little bit more than if you're boxing somebody who's not as big or as strong, right? So if I know I'm boxing somebody who I might be stronger than, or I might be a little bit more bigger than, I can kind of like relax a little bit because I'm not so worried about the power. I'm not so worried about the strength. So now I kind of just, now you see me trying stuff, right? Shoulder rolling, and I'm having fun in there. And it's kind of like no real risk, even though you're always at risk. But when you're boxing somebody or you're fighting somebody who you know, all it takes is one, because they're just that much stronger than you and they're bigger than you, you have to be alert and you have to be prepared to utilize all the skills needed. So again, reviewing, footwork, because we don't want to stand in front of a guy. Our jab, our feints, because we want to keep him from preventing punches. I always say there's 4 lines of defense, right? And the 4th one is your offense. I always say that, right? So when you're using your jab and your offense, with your jab and your feinting, that is considered offense. That can prevent the bigger guy, make him think, because even though he's bigger and stronger, he understands that his chin might not be that big and strong. He might have big, strong physics, but the chin is a different story. And if you start touching him, he may hesitate or she may hesitate because that's like, damn, this guy's smaller than me, but the fucking little punches hurt. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my French. You know what I mean? Them punches hurt. So they don't want to get punched just as much as you don't want to get punched. But you have to give them something to respect in order for that to happen. And that comes with the jab, footwork, bringing that doubt. Like Eddie said, punch selection off the defense. This is basically counter punching. These are very important tools. So what is the end of all of this? You have to learn everything, guys. You have to learn everything. This is why when you watch my videos, I always refer back to the website. And it's not because I'm trying to be a salesman. It's because we've created courses that teach and touch on everything that we're talking about, from the basic fundamentals for my beginners out there to the more advanced people who want to learn how to set traps and counterpunch. And for other people who want to learn stuff like shoulder rolling, the Philly shell system. These are all things that you need to learn at some point in your journey. Okay? And this is why we created courses on that. So without being a salesman, and being a genuine person, I'm telling you guys where to go and learn if you don't have access to learn this stuff in your town with a good trainer, et cetera, et cetera. And extra information is never going to hurt you, especially when you got guys like Eddie Chambers featuring on it. Guys, make sure you guys go to the website and drop a comment. Let me know what you guys want to see on the channel. Our goal is to serve you and help you with your questions. But at the same time, I need you guys to engage. I need you guys to press the like button. I need you guys to subscribe to the channel, right? Like, we love giving you guys this free information, but at the same time, we need you guys to participate, okay? So subscribe, like, comment, check out the website. You guys already know. Boxing Life.